Buying a home is a complex and often lengthy process, but if you can get your head around the basics of how it works, you're less likely to be taken by surprise along the way, and your home buying experience will undoubtedly be easier. This video takes you briefly through each step you're likely to make during the home buying process. So, let's go to the video and have a look at those steps. One, save for a mortgage deposit. You'll usually need to build up a deposit of at least 5% of the price of the property you want to buy. For example, if you wanted to buy a house worth £200,000 with a 95% mortgage, you would put down £10,000 of your own money and borrow the remaining £190,000. But it's often worth saving more if you can bear to wait longer, as a bigger deposit means you can apply for mortgage deals with lower interest rates. 2. Find out how much mortgage you can borrow. The amount a mortgage provider will lend you will depend on various things, including the size of your deposit, your income, and your credit score. If you're buying a property with other people, the lender will also take their finances into account. Remember to budget for the additional costs of buying a property, such as conveyancing, surveys, and depending on the cost of the property, and whether you're a first-time buyer, stamp duty. 3. Research your chosen area. If you're exploring towns or neighborhoods you haven't lived in before, it can be worth spending a night or two in a local band to check out the commute, shops, restaurants, and general atmosphere. Even if you've lived in the area all your life, it's important to do some digging on the area you want to buy in before signing on the dotted line. Things to look into include school catchment areas, transport links, local infrastructure plans, flood zones, development applications, crime levels. 4. Apply for a mortgage agreement in principle. A mortgage agreement in principle, AIP, is a confirmation from a mortgage lender that they would, in principle, be willing to lend you a certain amount. It can also be known as a decision in principle, DIP, or mortgage promise. Having an AIP can make you a more attractive buyer, as it shows the seller and their estate agent that you will be able to secure the amount of money you need to buy the property. 5. Register with estate agents. Once you've chosen the area, or areas, where you're interested in buying a home, register with local estate agents in the area. Registering is free and won't create any obligation on your part. 6. View properties in person. You'll inevitably spend plenty of time browsing Rightmove and Zoopla, but it's important to view properties in person, as well as online. Viewing homes in real life will give you a deeper understanding of their potential, or lack of it, and you'll be able to gauge whether they give you that indescribable feeling that you can't really get from a screen. When you find somewhere you like, it's worth viewing it more than once, and at different times of the day, as you're more likely to notice potential problems. 7. Make an offer on a house or flat. It's quite common to offer less than the asking price. But if other people are interested in the property, you may need to offer the asking price, or more. Looking at how many other similar properties in the same neighborhood have recently sold for will help you work out how much the property is worth. You can find this information on websites such as Zoopla and the Land Registry. Once you've decided how much to offer, You can tell the estate agent over the phone, or in person, but it's worth putting it in writing too. Mention any points that stand in your favor. For example, if you're a chain-free first-time buyer, and say that your offer is subject to a survey, and the property being taken off the market. This can reduce the chances that you'll be galumped. 8. Apply for a mortgage. You'll need to think about what type of mortgage you want to apply for example, a fixed-rate mortgage or a tracker, and how long you want to spend paying your mortgage off. Known as the mortgage term, 25 years is the norm. 9. Find a conveyancer or property solicitor. Conveyancing is the legal process that takes place after your offer is accepted. In England and Wales, this includes carrying out searches, drawing up and checking contracts, dealing with the land registry, and paying any stamp duty. Buying a house in Scotland works in a slightly different way. You can use a conveyancer, who might not be a qualified solicitor, but will definitely specialize in property, or a solicitor, who you should check, has recent experience in property law. 10. Get a property survey. Property surveys help to assess the condition of the building, and detect structural problems. Although a survey is optional, it's better to be aware of any issues before buying, so you can make an informed decision on how much to offer, and budget for any repair work required. A survey could also enable you to either negotiate the purchase price down, or ask the seller to fix any problems. Most surveyors provide 3 levels of the survey: a condition report, a homebuyer's report, and a building survey. The cost will depend on the location, size, and type of property. Don't confuse the valuation survey, conducted by your mortgage lender, with a house survey. They are 2 different things, and you should always have your own survey done independently. 11. Research removal companies. If you don't have a lot of furniture to move into your new property, you could hire a removal van yourself. But if you have a lot to move, removal companies can help make the process easier. Removal company costs will depend on the number of items you need to move, and the distance to your new property, among other things. 12. Arrange home insurance. It's vital that you have buildings insurance in place on your new home from the day you exchange contracts. In fact, most mortgage providers will make this a condition of lending. This is because you are legally bound to buy the property from the moment contracts are exchanged. So if the building were to be flooded or burned down before the day of completion, and you weren't insured, you wouldn't be covered. 13. Exchange contracts. The exchange of contracts happens when the buyer and seller's legal representatives swap signed contracts, and the buyer pays the deposit. Before the exchange of contracts, you'll need to have several things prepared in advance, such as a written mortgage offer, an agreed completion date, and buildings insurance in place from the day of exchange, or from completion if you're buying a new build. After you've exchanged contracts, you can breathe a sigh of relief, as the agreement for you to buy the property is now legally binding. The chances of anything falling through from this moment are extremely low. 14. Complete and move in. Completion often takes place around 2 weeks after exchange, but this is flexible, and you can agree with a convenient date with the seller. On completion day, the money will be transferred to the seller, and you can then collect the keys from the estate agent, and move into your new home. Next comes the much more enjoyable task of starting to furnish and decorate the property to your taste, and maybe even taking a moment to simply relax. You'll have earned it. So, in this video, we simply described buying your first home in the UK. If you got this video helpful, please give a thumbs up to the video. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more important videos like this. Thanks for watching.